Good morning, gang. Happy Monday morning. Okay, back to the world getting stuff done and things actually being done. The weekend's over. You can't vote your way out of communism. We've all heard that, right? Oh, yeah. Well, it was proven yesterday, and if you were paying attention, you saw what happened. If you think this isn't the direction that we are going, we being the United States, you are sadly mistaken. Yesterday was the presidential election in Venezuela. Exit polls before the polls closed showed that Nicolas Maduro was getting his ass handed to him, all right? That Edmundo Gonzalez was taking about 65% of the vote, and Maduro was getting about 31%, okay? It was a bloodbath. Yeah, that's not how it came out. Now, mind you, exit polls are taken as people are walking out of the polling place. Who did you vote for? This is what the commentary is, okay? It's not like the polling that we have here going on now in the United States, that whether or not it's accurate or not, who knows? And I'll pose this question to anybody. Have you ever been called on a presidential poll? Ever? I have never in my life been called, okay? So yesterday in the exit polls, Maduro was losing by over 30 points. Should have been over, right? Oh, no. At about 2 o'clock in the morning, funny how that time comes into play, Nicolas Maduro was officially announced as the winner of the election with 51.2% of the vote. Funny how he overcame a 30-point deficit in the middle of the night. I don't know, remember these charts? Yeah, okay. The most interesting part is 80% of the vote is in, and sure, they're using statistical probability. There's still 30,000 polling booths that have not been counted. But Maduro is the president. How did the world react to this? Well, let's see. You could take Argentina's president, Javier Milei, who said, we don't recognize Maduro as the victor. We are not recognizing him as the president. Okay. I can see that. You don't make up a 30-point deficit at 2 o'clock in the morning. Unless there's a cheat going on. How did Kamala Harris react? Let me just show you in her own words by a tweet she posted. Yes, that is exactly what she said. That the United States stands with the people who expressed their voice in today's historic presidential election. I guess we stand with the people who voted for the communist principles and not for the people that voted to end the dictatorial tyranny that's going on in Venezuela. The socialist utopia that is an absolute failure. I mean, I want to remind you this. Maduro came into power in 2013 when Hugo Chavez died. And before Chavez, Venezuela was the richest country in South America. Now Venezuela, after however many years we've been under socialist rule down there, now Venezuela is one of the poorest countries in the world. Went from the richest country on a continent to one of the poorest countries in the world. I mean, again, you remember the stories about the people going to the zoos and killing the animals in the zoos to eat. This is what our future holds. This is socialism. This is bringing everybody to the same level. Everybody will be equally poor. There is no raising anybody up under a socialist government or under a communist government. Please, show me all the rich people, regular citizens, not oligarchs, in the Soviet Union. Please, show me all the rich people in China. Please, show me all the wealthy people in Cuba. Okay? This is what socialism and communism brings. This is what a presidential candidate in the United States supports. I want to show you a quick clip that Kamala Harris put out on what her beliefs are.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we could get the same amount, but you're still gonna be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
Equality versus equity, right? The United States was founded as a land of opportunity, where we all had the opportunity to better ourselves. You know, equal opportunity, not equal outcome, is what this country was founded on. Kamala Harris wants it to be equal outcome. She, in that clip I just showed you, shows you that you can't have equal outcomes if you start at a different place. Madam Vice Squad President, may I introduce you to your opposition in this year's election? Donald Trump was born into a wealthy family, got to start with a healthy loan from his father, and turned it into a billion-dollar enterprise. He started here. He's the presidential candidate on the Republican Party. His running mate, J.D. Vance, was born in eastern Kentucky to a poor family that was broken. His parents divorced when he was young. His mother, at the time, was an addict. And he wound up building a life, joining the Marines, starting companies. And while Trump was here, J.D. Vance is the vice presidential candidate. That would be right about there. J.D. Vance has got a head start on the 2028 nomination to be a presidential candidate. That looks to me like equal outcome starting at a total different place. Funny how hard work, how effort can get you where you want to be. That would be equal opportunity. Everybody in this country has the ability to do exactly what J.D. Vance did. J.D. Vance joined the Marine Corps, probably got the GI Bill, went to college, studied hard, graduated, moved on, got an advanced degree, started a business, and built a life. There's not a single person in this country who can't do that. They have the opportunity to do so. Whether or not they choose to take it is a personal decision. Now, you and I are on all ends of, everybody that's watching this channel is on all ends of the spectrum, whether it's professionally, financially, however, okay? Yet, on this channel, we are all equals. Nobody's put on a pillar because they're extremely wealthy. Nobody's looked down upon because they're poor. We all help each other. We all have equal outcome. We all talk politely and handle and help each other with their problems, right? Whether it's something simple like I've got aphids on my tomatoes, what do I need to do? Or, gee, and we've seen this a few times in the whole community, somebody dies, somebody gets killed, whatever, in the community, and the community all raises up and helps the surviving spouse or whatever, right? That's called equality. The communist candidate, the most liberal senator in the House of Rep or in the Senate, is running for president. And just this morning, last night, okay, while we were sleeping, put out a public statement that she supports the cheat, the obvious cheat in Venezuela, acknowledging communist socialist rule can win at any cost. Do you think for a second that her campaign is not watching to do exactly the same thing that Maduro did? I mean, you look at the stories, you look at the pictures. Maduro controls all the vote counters. Gee, should we go back to the pictures from 2020 where they're putting up cardboard over windows so the poll watchers can't see, where they're requiring that the poll watchers stand 100 feet away to watch the people count the ballots, while they shut off the cameras, while they bring in suitcases full of ballots, while at 2 o'clock in the morning, that time again. Funny how all of a sudden there's a massive spike in votes. This is what is coming. Do not fool yourself. We can all sit back and go, Trump's leading in every poll. I agree. All right. Same thing was happening yesterday in Venezuela. And Trump is not leading by 30 points in any poll. If the Democrats can keep this close, if they can keep feeding the media, this is close. You know, it's 48-47. It's 49-46. It's close. It can go either way. We will have a steal. Again. Okay? Just like 2020 was stolen. I don't care what the media says. Joe Biden is an illegitimate president. There is no way on God's green earth he got 81 million votes. That is absolutely statistically impossible. Why do I say that? Because we had 159 million votes casted in the country with 136 million registered voters. Somebody explain that one to me. Okay? No, Biden probably got around 40 million votes. He got his ass handed to him. Kamala Harris will be the same. But it is up to us to keep her out of the White House, because you can't vote your way out of communism. You have to fight your way out of communism. If she gets elected, if she gets installed as the next person behind the Resolute desk, we will be, mark my words, a full-blown communist nation. And it will come to a fight, because there are enough people in this country who will not accept communism. There's bullshit comments on social media. I'm a Navy vet and I'm proudly casting my vote for Kamala Harris. My ass, okay? The amount of veterans in this country who would actually vote for a communist dictator in Kamala Harris is so minuscule, it's unbelievable. You know damn well every one of those comments that you've been reading on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and wherever is all a psyop. They're trying to convince people. Kamala Harris has come out. There's posts on her site that they will pay you $150 to post pro-Kamala tweets and Facebook posts and that sort of stuff. There are plenty of people out there who are doing it, and they can make up any story. They can find a picture of some guy with his vet hat on and say, my name's so-and-so, I'm a proud vet, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. No, they're not. Sorry. You know, I'm waiting to see a picture of me somewhere saying that. My lawyer would get a call so fast it wouldn't be funny. Don't take polls to heart. Why do I say that? Ask Hillary Clinton. She had a 99% chance of winning on the day of the election and lost. Okay. But Donald Trump didn't have to overcome a 30-point deficit. We watched the blueprint for how the communists take over yesterday in Venezuela. It will be attempted to be done here in November. The only option we have is to make this election too big to steal. Stories out there of 30% of hunters aren't registered to vote. 30% of Christians aren't registered to vote. Anybody that you know, your hunting buddy, your friends at church, or whatever, you need to ask them if they're registered. Talk to your priest, your pastor, and see if you can set up a registration table on Sunday morning at church. We need to get everybody to have their voice heard in 2024. Because if we don't, we're Venezuela. And unless you got a zoo close by, you're probably going to be pretty damn hungry. Pinball out.